Okay. Step. Step here and up. And the reason for this, I know you can't see my head, but the reason for this is this was a bad angle on that knee. That knee didn't like that. So this allows me to step here and here, coming back down, step anywhere I want. I can fold that up. With it down, the door will open and close just fine. If I want to leave it on there, it's pretty tight, not going anywhere. But for traveling on the highway, simple, take it off. I want to bring it around and mount it here somehow. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do that yet. I'm still working out some storage things, but moving on. So, coming inside, let's zoom in a touch. It's amazing that, just give me one time, there we go. So I got these cargo bags. They're actually pouches, so they've got a spot I can pull out to stuff things in. Like over here, I've got all these bungees inside of it, but this is just holding in. It's got these little elastic things that hold down, so it's just an elastic loop, goes over that. These anchors have little stickums on them, but I've also got them screwed in so they're nice and tight. And the idea is that back here, this is just to keep, this is my tools, this is the jack and the compressor, keep this stuff from sliding out while I'm driving around. On this side, let's see, coming back around, right here, I got one of these boot trays for a doorway. Now this doesn't fit quite right. I'm still trying to work this one out. But you know, for putting wet waders, boots, muddy stuff. And then this is a collapsible storage box. It's just right now it's just sitting on top of there. Inside here I've got my bucket converted to the Johnny. The idea is that when this is needed to be used, it's a trash can. Can you see that? No, you can't really see that too well. Let me get up inside. There. Okay, so it's a trash can. I can throw trash in here. When I need to use it as something else, which, you know, when I need to use it for this purpose, I'll throw another bag in there. I've got some kitty litter. It's going to go inside, take care of business, tie that bag up, drop it down. The kitty litter absorbs the liquid and keeps the odor down. And that's a temporary thing. This is for off-gridding. You know, obviously if I'm in a campground, I'll take the time to walk to the toilet. But if I'm off-grid, I can do that for a couple days without any problem, and then the whole thing just goes into a dumpster somewhere. And then this is for the liquids. I take one of these. They come with a little spout. All I do is pull the spout out. Actually, this one, the spout wouldn't pull out. I had to cut it out. But that gives me exactly what I need. I used to do that on a boat too. So that's that. Slides over here. A little broom. I've got my charger there. That's one of the fast chargers. So ice fishing, got the battery for the drill that goes onto my auger plate, adapter plate. That's for that, recharging that. Of course, you all have seen the rod holders before. I just looking at this, trying to get more rods up in here. I realized I can put one going the other way. there if it's a little bit shorter. So I've got a 9-footer that I like to take with me, and that one would fit going this way. And let's come around. You can see down there. I'm going to walk around the side. Nice view of the trees and the sky. Come over here. Here's the cabinet that I just finished. I do have one little issue with it. When I put it on here, I put it just a tad too far to one side, so I'm going to have to move it over. But I've got the drawers over here, got the refrigerator, got that TV remote attached there with some Velcro. I got the TV. Let's see if I can come around here behind the TV. There's a charger, and I've got 3 different cords coming out of that. I've got a USB-C cord, a USB, I forget which designation it is, it's the micro. There's another micro, because I've got a few devices that use that. And then this one is an audio cord coming out of the audio output from the television. That's going to plug into my, where'd it go? Where is it? There it is. My Bluetooth speaker. I found out that when using the Bluetooth connection, there's a delay in the sound. So the sound and the video are slightly off. So I'm hoping that plugging it in over here will fix that issue. So there's that. Got my little gone fishing sign that keeps wanting to slip. I gotta secure that better. Then in my drawers, oh, let's see, these are mostly kitchen stuff. So I got a bunch of spices, some olive oil. You know what? I'm gonna take this off of there. That's better. Okay. Some tools, that's my HDMI cord and my hard disk. This thing has over 100 movies on it right now. Has space for about 700. But because the formatting is different on this, I can't plug it directly into the TV. It also requires 3 amps to run. As far as a power source, power supply, it needs 3 amps, and most USBs on TVs this size, this 32-inch TV, this one actually has a 5 amp USB, which I didn't realize because it's a spec that's very, very hard to get when you're looking at these things online or in the store or whatever. I mean, you can even ask the folks, and they don't necessarily know. But anyway, so there's my TV. It's got a mount in the back. I'm not going to unmount it right now and show you, but a swivel mount that allows it to come out. A strap, I just unclip this strap right here. This whole thing comes out. It'll turn to the front, it'll turn to the back. So I can be sitting in my passenger seat, which does swivel around. It's got the swivel base on it. Or I could be lying in bed. So a bunch of kitchen stuff in this drawer. Let's see, what do we got in this drawer? Oh, a couple pans. I found this set that had this removable handle. The handle, let's see if I can do this. I can't do that with my left hand, so I'm going to have to turn it around. The handle goes on here like that. Whoop, I didn't show you. I'm looking at it and not doing what I'm supposed to do. So you put the handle on, turn this, and now you got a handle. And this is a cool handle. It's a dense poly, whatever the heck it's made out of. And then to remove it, just unlock it, press the button, it comes off. So I can leave this on my stove, which is in this drawer. I've shown you all that before. Coleman stove's over there. Anyway, that's that. Got the mitt, lighter, utensils. This is a butane torch. It sits on top of this butane can, and so I don't forget how to put it on there, because it's a little It's not something you're gonna, I had to read the instructions to do it. But that's a butane torch. Down here I've got, this is an electric, now everything with the, here, this is an electric, and it's got two bases, one AC, so this just plugs into the adapter. The other one is a rechargeable battery, which has charging port right here, as well as can be used for a USB power supply. So I did test it out using this piece. It took 17 minutes to boil the water, but when I'm getting myself up in the morning, I can, if I'm just making coffee for me, you know, that's fine. And then it comes with little pouches of different kinds of coffee, and you can buy more of these. It's basically instant coffee in a pouch, sort of like a tea bag. And that goes in there. And then, of course, if I'm making coffee for more than just me, or if I want to make a lot of coffee, I got one of these old-timey percolators. I can also use that to just boil water with. This wouldn't fit in the drawer, so I put it inside. I had to take it off for it to get it in. But very nice that it fits in the back of this drawer. I had planned to keep it up in that far cabinet over there, which I would have had to secure it in there, but down in the drawer I don't. Got some trash bags in there. Over here in the refrigerator, this is turned off right now. As you can see, there's no power to the thermostat. That's an electronic thermostat. I replaced the mechanical one because it went bad. And to get a mechanical thermostat for this, it's like $80 or something crazy like that. And this is one that has a freezer in it. So I've got my little mini ice cube tray with a cover, so it won't slop around. I can fill this with water, throw it in this freezer. The freezer works very well. I've already used it to transport some frozen fish home from a fishing trip, and it came home frozen solid, went into my freezer. And then I got these containers just for general purpose use. And there's that. Over here, you've seen the sink before, but I now have worked out how to deal with this piece. And what I did was I took a little piece of plywood and a scrap piece of this paneling, and I put some spacers behind it so I can cut it out, chisel that out, cut it out, got spacers behind there to make for a place to put this, because while this with the magnets on it would stick to the inside of the door, it wouldn't hold the shower head itself. So actually this is in a perfect position where, you know, if I just want to dunk my head into the sink to wash my head, like in a cold weather situation, although in a really cold weather situation I'm not going to have water in here anyway. But anyway, that works. And then the magnets, I've got them sandwiched between this kind of a thick plastic piece, and I got a sheet of rubber. It's actually vinyl pull repair material on the back. I've got, what is it, about a dozen? Yeah, like a dozen little magnets in there. And then the whole thing is glued up with super glue to hold it. So again, that slides right in there like this, and then that holds that. I've already driven it like that. It's stayed secure nicely. Let's see, what else we got in here? Oh, I got my Christmas Story bobblehead lamp. It's not a lamp, but it does the bobble thing. And I thought that was cool. Somebody gave me that as a, one of the gag gifts. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm trying to step out. Finally got the trim piece here. I got a little polyethylene corner trim, outside corner trim, that's going to go along this edge here. And then I figured out how to do this. A 1/4-inch piece underneath here with that's just a casement, window casement, standard contractor grade window casement. I'm going to have to figure out if I want to try to cut that square, because it does leave a bit of a dent there, or just try to fill it with a lot of glue. And then coming around the corner here, I'm still not quite sure how I'm going to finish that off, but somehow I'll get it. And then there's a little excess material here to get trimmed off. I've got my 100-watt PV solar array that I've got the plug and play left over from my kayak days on that, and it just plugs right into, I've got an outlet on the rear bumper, so I can plug that in, set it up, and that gives me 300 watts. And it has its own separate controller, so I don't need to worry about overloading the existing system, which is the 200 watts up here on the ceiling. 2 100-watt panels. So yeah, so if I'm off grid and I need that extra juice, I got it. What else? Oh, over here, the door. In order to keep this door fairly stiffened, I've got one of these gate hooks. It's a 10-inch gate hook. It's screwed in over here, and I've got a rubber grommet that I cut down to size and super glued inside there, and that keeps that side really tight. This side over here was a bit of an issue, but it came down to this. I got another rubber grommet here. Can you see it? Yeah, right in there. There's a little piece of the rubber super glued. I don't know how long that's going to last there, but this slips in here and then kind of clicks down. It doesn't want to go. There it goes. Clicks down and rides right on that screw head there. God, fingers. If I could do anything with my left hand. And that keeps this fairly tight. Now I've got still working out how to make a little table here. I want it hinged over here, but I've only got I barely have a 1/2 inch when the door is closed. So it's got to be small enough. This is the right height for a cooking table, and it needs to be 24 inches, and it should be about 13-14 inches. I might try to do it with a 12-inch piece of diamond plate. It would fold up, and then it would just come up to about here when it's folded up, which is not a problem. And then folding down, my idea is to use this piece here, which is not secured, it's just jammed in there right now. That's a 2x4. And then another piece here with some sort of clamps there that I can slide it in and out of. So I can just slide it in, and then that gives me a place over here for that table top to rest on, and to stiffen it up, because there's nothing I can find that's going to work that's not too big. And then that comes right back in there. That would fold up there. Not sure about that yet. There's a possibility that the door might go on here, but then again, if I do that, I can only come to about here with it. It would have to come this way. It's a little confusing. And the thing is also, I want to keep these spaces for storage, so I haven't finished this out yet. I will eventually put some sort of board here, and then maybe have just a door to open to get into it, or some sort of cover. Same thing on this side. But I have, I've got first aid kit, a towel, a ice scraper, brush, snow brush. This is my jumper cables, which are just long enough to go from my house battery to my car battery here. And I've used that several times. I do have a new car battery now. But anyway, so I've gone on 20 minutes. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? 20 minutes I spent doing that. I could have done it in 5 if I wasn't so loquacious. But anyway, where are those fingers coming? Oh, I'm on this side. So anyway, I want to thank you for tuning in. Keep following. I got more adventures coming up. I got a couple fishing trips planned over the next couple months. But getting that cabinet finished took a while. So anyway, I'll see you down the road. Maybe I'll see you on the road or on the beach. Be cool. Check yourself out. And still can't get used to looking at that because I'm looking at myself. But anyway, y'all take it easy. Thanks.